What is up, Retro Maniacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name's Mike. I'm from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. And I'm joined by two men that will always answer, yep, whenever I ask, should I do it? They are, of course, Joe Day and EP Eric Pahalik. How you doing, guys?
Yep.
EP and I just had this discussion yesterday. We were standing in the middle of the card show we went to, and I said to him, you know, the three of us, if there's ever one of us asking, should I buy that? You know, the other two are going to say, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
like,
yeah,
we only ask each other when we want the answer to be yes.
We want confirmation.
Yes. Right. Like, I'm not calling up Rob. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not asking another friend. I'm asking you two because I know you'll say yes. Absolutely.
We're not asking because we expect to hear no. We just want confirmation. We want to do it. If it's something we really didn't want to do, we're not going to ask.
Right.
Because we know they'd say, yeah, do it. So,
and at no point have we ever said, ooh, that's probably a bad idea. I think the one time we did, it might have been when Mike was buying 2022 WWE Prism. I think we were both saying no to that. I don't know. We'll have to check the tapes.
So one time I wish you would have said no, that's a bad idea. But no, yeah, I remember that clearly.
I am pretty sure though that we did encourage him to open both boxes.
Oh yeah,
that was definitely
that might have been the smartest idea of the whole thing, because they're not worth anything sealed now, so you might as well open them up for the.
Do you want to burn up a sealed box, or do you want to burn up the cards individually? Really, at the end of the day, what's the difference? I burned the money away. I should have just taken the money out of my wallet and burned it. So.
Wait, you didn't get that 101 rock? I
no.
thought you got the 101 rock. I thought everyone got a major card out of that product. Holy crap!
You would have thought, yes, I know. It's crazy what's going on out there in the hobby. Oh, what's new and exciting, Joe?
I'm going to crack myself open a beer. I didn't drink last night because, you know, I have priorities. So I have.
Did you drink all day?
That's what you said this morning. No, I did not drink.
Question.
Let me just. Wow. There we go. We got some Trogs here. EP, you going to join me for a beer?
I am. My cousin, I just came back from vacation. I had a few beverages on vacation every day.
You
like a lot, and my cousin did too. So he's going like cold turkey until he's coming back up to visit. He lives in Maryland. Come back up to visit on like the 22nd. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna for the viewers make sure I have one beer. So I'm just gonna have one beer for the show, but otherwise no more beers. So I'm gonna crack one open.
It sounded like a loud beer.
crack one open.
One beer, national. Holy cow!
One beer a week. So cheers, cheers, boys. Cheers.
Oh. Cheers. Well, Joe, I'm a little disappointed. I see something above your left shoulder there that you.
Oh, you noticed that?
How can you not? My eyes on Kenny Pickett spinning around.
He is spinning. I'll tell you. So if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably already seen it. But yeah, this is a custom-made Kenny Pickett toy. Stanley Customs on Twitter and Instagram, I believe, did this together. This is actually a 3D rendering. Like, he did this 3D because they don't have a McFarlane toy that he could repaint of someone doing a fake slide. So this is Kenny Pickett from the ACC championship a couple of years ago doing the fake slide. I had to do it. It was, don't ask me how much. Don't ask me how much that cost.
I already did, and I don't think you ever answered.
Yeah, that's one of those embarrassing moments that I'm just going to like keep my mouth shut and just say it cost what it cost. Just cost what it cost. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, I have it spinning on display here. Kenny Pickett.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't text DP and I and say, should I do this?
That's true.
He did not need confirmation for this one, though.
He was
just going.
This is actually one where I did ask Rob, and he goes, yes. Like, I mean, he's a pit alum as well. So, you know, he was supportive. So, yeah, I had
now, does Kenny complain that he's getting dizzy up there? Or
he's such a stellar athlete. You know, so like, no, he could go and throw for 300 yards right now if he had to.
He could be a figure skater.
He could be a figure skater. But no, I think it went well with my Kenny Pickett display here. And then, of course, the custom Bert Emanuel toy right above him. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who that is.
So, So yeah, a little different display. We've changed it up a little bit. I like this look.
Well, it only took me a couple minutes to notice when we hopped on.
And then when you did, it was fantastic. When you're like, is that what's going on there?
Yeah. Wow.
That's great.
How many viewers are going to just be staring at that the entire episode?
I know. That's what I was doing. The whole time he was talking about it, I'm just staring at it, spinning around and around.
Well, that way everyone will watch the full way through. We won't get any of those 10-second views where they cut them off. YouTube takes them down. No, people are going to be mesmerized.
We really need to find a way to translate this for the people listening on the audio podcast because they're really missing out. They can't see it. So
that's true.
Don't know what to do for that, but
follow us on Twitter, I guess. I don't know.
EP.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of you this weekend.
Yeah, most definitely. There was a little bit of a card show.
Yeah, let the viewers know what our day was like yesterday.
It was amazing. It was I took the most amount of money to a show that I've ever taken.
Yes.
And I spent it all.
So what, like 10 bucks?
I went in with no plan. Like other shows I go in with a plan, like I'm gonna look for this or this. No plan. And all the money, and I spent it all.
Well, how many times yesterday did I tell you would not have brought that amount of money with you if you didn't think you might want to spend it?
Right.
So really, you just spent what you took. No problem with that. You said it was leftover vacation money.
Correct.
So that's free money.
That is.
It is not. No money is free money.
That was money that you were going to spend on vacation that you didn't. So now it's free money because it was already spent. You got to
parlay it. You got to take that free money and parlay it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's not that Dusty Drew Jones money. You still have that in the wallet.
I mean, it was definitely part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
So you said the most you've ever taken. So I'm saying what, like 10, 20 bucks, or what are we thinking here?
It was $200 and some dollars, like 240, I think, 240, 260, something like that.
Wow.
I think it was more than that. Like I saw him pull out this wad of cash and I almost dropped dead right there on the spot. I actually got it on video and, we were filming a little bit of content at the show. So I'm going to try to piece some stuff together and get that out maybe by next weekend. That little vlog or so, as they like to say, from the card show. But yeah, I have EP whipping out his wad of moldy Drew Jones money.
It was a lot. There were a lot of 20s there. There was
the moss were coming out of the wallet.
I got stacked this high. It was crazy. I've never seen so much money. Like
EP's like, I either need to spend this cash at the card show or go get some ones and head down to Mustang Sally's. I mean, those were the two options, I think.
When did we become that channel, though, that we're flaunting how much money we have on camera? Like, boy, everything we never wanted to be, but here we are, EP, big time in all of us.
$200 whole dollars.
I think there was more than that. I feel like you spent way more than 200.
Not too much more.
Well, then you had more than 200.
I think it was like 250, I think. That's about what it was.
Wow. I strongly recommend you don't drop that video until the National. So you drop it and say card show video blog or vlog or whatever. And then people might get confused and be like, oh, there's another video from the National. And they click on it and there you are at the Susquehanna Valley Mall. EP dropping $200.
Wow, the National really didn't have a lot of dealers.
The National got small this year.
But they had a lot of really cool dealers, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we always enjoy going to the show. It's a fun time.
It was the same setup as when I was there the last time.
We nearly died because it was like hotter than the surface of the sun in there, and
they forgot to turn the AC on, right?
Yeah, they apparently the dealers told me they didn't have the AC on until after the dealers brought in all their stuff. So all these card people in one place where it's really hot underneath, like the area with windows where the sun's shining in. And
man.
Not good. Yeah, I might have been sweating up the storm a little bit. I thought I was dying at one point.
Had to be glorious. The smell.
It wasn't as bad as the National last year.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. I did not smell too much, surprisingly. So props to people in central Pennsylvania for good hygiene.
Central Pennsylvania National. Better.
That's right.
Is it better than the National? Who knows? Could be.
Mark.
I know I've spent more money at the local shows than I did the National last
Me
year,
too.
so. And
Did someone have a box of cards ready for you, Mike, as you walk through the door?
they may have, but I like intentionally bypassed it because I really don't want to buy any more bulk right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of trying to sell stuff right now. So yeah.
Got to make that mattress money.
Yeah, I do. I started my next stack sale, Retromania 2. This is crazy. 14
Some said it would
nights.
never happen again.
Some said, including this guy right here.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm
but
never
here we
doing
are.
that again. That was
No.
terrible. That was
But
that was
then
like a year ago.
I bought like tens of thousands of cards and I have to get rid of them. So yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, make sure to check it out. It's going all this week, all next week. Even if you don't want to buy anything, just like check out the cards I have because I have some really cool stuff on there. If you don't follow me, you can find it by hashtag Retromania2, the number 2. That'll take you right to all my sale. But yeah, first night last night and was nice. I sold a lot of cards. Happy about that. Gave a lot of deals.
You had
I looked at it.
I didn't see any stakes though, and I gotta say, I was expecting stakes. I saw a text that said there'd be stakes for $1.
Yep,
I did not see a single
that
stake.
too.
I was outside trying to play with my dogs before the sale started while editing the pictures I took for the sale and texting you all at the same time, you know. And
There's gonna be lots of stakes for $1, and we're like,
like just auto-corrected sale to stake somehow.
no, it was steals, I think.
Steals.
It
Steals,
was
okay.
Steals,
Steals
yeah.
to stake. So that was probably a legit one where I actually typed in steals, and it's like, oh no, he doesn't mean that.
stakes?
No,
means
he clearly
stakes.
means
I'm gonna give
stakes.
you
Yeah.
stakes. Yep.
I know. I can't stand when the iPhone like corrects stuff that you put in correctly.
Right.
Yes.
If I'm
I know what I'm doing.
spelling something, fine. But yeah, like I go back and forth with it. So like it will not let me type in certain words.
And I get belligerent with it. Like, why do you keep changing this? That's not the word I want. I want odds, not offs.
Yeah. And you know, we talk about cards all the time too. So like it tries to correct everything to a lot of card related stuff too. Every time I type in the word card, it capitalizes the C in card. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, that must be important.
I knew the sale was going well because Mike did send that obligatory text to us last night. EP, oh, it's starting off slow.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to sell any cards this time. No one's buying. And then he sells like 20,000.
Wow. Good friend over there.
That's my Mike impression. There I am. That's my Mike impression at the beginning of every stack sale, every single time except for last night. So I knew he was doing well.
No,
EP backed me up. Am I wrong?
He does send that email, that text. I don't think of it in terms of that voice. That voice is like my stupid people on the internet voice. I was like,
I know what you think of me now, Joe. Is it because I don't have a spinning display for my
exactly?
You
need that phone. Yeah, your phone needs a spinning display. Exactly.
You know, though, I'm a little disappointed because I really thought you'd have some kind of lighting on that thing. Like, why have it on a spinner if you don't have like light shining down specifically on it?
No, there's light shining up. Like
there are things in the works. There are things in the works. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe some lasers. I don't know, holograms of like defenders trying to tackle him that like move out of the way.
I mean, there's something there. There's something.
Oh wow. Well, if anybody is watching and listening, maybe we should move on with the podcast a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's
this is what they tune in for. This is what they tune in for.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who wouldn't want to hear this? Oh, all right. Well, back in the beginning of May, we talked about what we thought was a cool idea called Top Spot, right? Where Topps had the top 50 baseball prospects in to do signings, on-card signing for Bowman, Topps Chrome, stuff like that. Well, apparently this week, Dan the Card Man had a video about a number of cards being backdoored from Topps. I don't have confirmation whether these were taken from Topps or from the Top Spot signing, but I'm going to go with a hunch because they showed up in Arizona. That's where the Top Spot house was. And, you know, this product, the Bowman stuff, that just turned up backdoored. And kind of think maybe we talked glowingly about the idea. Maybe they didn't pull it off quite as well as we thought they did. Again, I don't know for sure, but we're thinking that these cards.
How have these dots not been connected elsewhere on the internet? Like, this seems like
I don't know how many people, like, I don't really know that many people that talked about the signing to begin with. So I don't think a lot of other content creators really know that happened, that they had all
Go
these
back and watch our show that
kids
we
together.
About.
Yeah, it was beginning of May. I think it was May 1st.
I'm shocked other content creators didn't use that content later after they saw it. But
I mean, it usually happens that
way. Yeah, we did talk glowingly about it, and I remember specifically making the joke that, I'll chaperone that party. And you guys
would have
like,
been the good idea.
That turned out, you guys were like, oh, that sounds like a terrible idea. I go, oh, I don't know. Maybe it would have been way better than hiring, you said, Mike, college kids.
Well, that's what Dan the Card Man said. He had done some digging and found out from people that they contracted some college students out there to like be in charge of the cards and stuff. I mean, I know this says these were signed in the presence of a Topps representative, but I feel like contracting college kids to watch over like high school kids and calling them a Topps representative, I don't know, maybe not the best idea.
You ever see those old westerns where like all the deputies got shot and the sheriff just has to go around and start deputizing people, so he has, you know, like that's in my mind, that's what I'm thinking happened. Like Mike Roon was like, oh, just get some kids from, you know, the University of Arizona, one of the biggest party schools in the country, by the way, or is that Arizona State? Like, ridiculous idea. I said on our text thread, I go, that is a special kind of stupid if you think it makes good sense to have these college kids in charge of high school kids. And I'm sorry, cards are worth so much money. I'd be shocked if cards weren't taken. Like, I'd almost be disappointed with the college kids if they didn't walk out the door with a stack of these cards. Come on now. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like in a situation like that, like having some college kids, some interns, that's a good idea. I think that's a good thing. Like to have them as maybe the outer spokes of the wheel. But you got to have the way this was presented to me was that it sounds like they were almost all college kids running this thing, and there wasn't very many Topps representatives there. So
I don't know. I'm guessing that's not how it was, but.
I mean, but they definitely had more autonomy than they probably should have, right? Like it sounds like they probably had more.
Apparently, it seems that way. I mean, if they were taken from there, I don't know, but like
allegedly, right? Yeah, all this is allegedly. We don't know.
We don't know for sure. Right? But again, like if you were going to place a bet on were college kids contracted to go to the Topps plant or something, or like wherever, like. They were clearly from a signing because a lot of the cards that were taken didn't have autographs on them. So they were cards. It has to be from that gathering. Like, what else would it be? Like, that was their biggest signing event. So unless they had other smaller ones in the same area, which doesn't seem to make sense. But either way, like, it didn't work. I don't know.
Yeah,
we liked it, but it didn't work.
We were all college kids, right? None of us should have been in anywhere near in charge of anything.
I would argue some of us might not be responsible enough to be in charge.
Do not talk about EP like that. The dude is sitting right there. But yeah, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And I don't know if we'll talk about now. These cards are out there and they're not in the products, right?
That is correct. Well, Mario Alejandro on Twitter, who's a great follow, by the way, he has like fantastic content that he puts out there. I think it's at baseball card blog.
Baseball spelled like Hispanic or like Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a great follow. And he actually, there is a player, Nelson Rada, I believe his name is. He had an autograph that was graded by BGS that turned up for sale. And Mario had reached out to him, and the player actually confirmed that no, he did not sign that card that's in the slab. It was obviously one of the ones that was backdoored, that was taken out unsigned, and somebody just signed a name to it, and they sent it to BGS, which I didn't know that BGS didn't authenticate autographs that were pack pooled. That was something I just found out this week. So I still think it's a little weird, though. Like Mario brought this up too, that why are you grading cards that weren't released yet? Because this was from the Bowman Chrome set. It wasn't one of the regular Bowman, I guess. So,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, like, the card that was signed is one that I apparently wasn't supposed to be released yet. So, like, again, though, like, we never hear anything from Topps. This stuff happens. They never say anything. Like BGS, are they going to say anything? Like, again, hobby accountability. Why is it that this stuff is allowed to happen over and over, and oh, we don't have to respond to that? You do. Like, apparently the whole stack of the Nelson Rada cards, I believe it was, were stolen. So if you bought a break or something, Topps didn't let anybody know this. Those cards were not in the card set to begin with. I don't know if they were put in later, like in a later print run, or if they're just not there, but they didn't let anybody know. Like, there's no transparency in the hobby, and this stuff, like a whole stack of cards being taken out that now aren't in your product, but you just release it and don't let anybody know. They had to know it. I would hope they would have to know it.
Like that part to me is the biggest part. Like the BGS thing, I get, they say BGS can basically say, we expect that if a card says this is an authorized, it was viewed by Topps or Panini or whatever official,
which is fair.
I can give them a pass. Like, that's, it sucks, but I can kind of give BGS a pass on that. But the not having that specific, and I don't know if this is a good baseball player or not. I don't know enough about baseball. I know he's not Drew Jones. I know that his cards, that Rada guy's cards, are not Drew Jones cards. But like, to not have them, I guarantee you they were on the checklist, right? I guarantee you they were in the pack odds. I guarantee you all people expected that they would be able to pull these cards, and now they're not. So now the product that people are going out and spending money on, hard-earned money that, it's not easy to come by unless you're EP apparently at a card show. I don't know. But I mean, this hard-earned money that they're buying a box, and maybe they're hunting for this guy, or maybe they're, he's one of the guys on the, their favorite team or something like that. He's not now available in that product unless what are they going to do? Like, how are they going to walk that back? Do you know, how are they going to get his cards into future products, or do something to the people who bought a box of this product? What was it? Last year we were talking about this, where when people bought hobby boxes of something that the rookies weren't in it, they sent like special packs out. Like, I mean, what are they going to do? Anything for this, that certain players just aren't in this product in autographs because stuff was stolen?
I think you touched on it, Joe. Like, the big thing for me is, okay, first off, this Rada guy is 17 years old. So you put a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old in a room together. 19-year-old says, hey, the 17-year-old's contract wasn't that big. So 19-year-old says, hey, I'll give you X amount of money for these, if you just turn away and these cards will disappear. Like, not to say that this actually happened. Oh,
I mean, the kid probably had no idea that those cards were even there to sign. Like, I'm guessing he had no idea. They were signing thousands. So if you didn't sign 50 out of the 5,000, you probably would have no idea.
Right. But I mean, the bottom line is, then you think about, this is one instance, but how many times has this happened in the past? Like, that doesn't throw every single autograph in every Topps product in question, but like, I'm guessing this is not the first time this has happened. Maybe it's the first time that has become public, and that's my biggest concern. Is what do they do now to make sure it doesn't happen again? I think by them ignoring it and not addressing it, not doing anything about it, that says that they're not worried about it. They're not going to worry about it in the future, right?
Why? Tell us why Why don't they care?
I don't know. Why don't they care? People will buy anyway, right?
Exactly.
I was thinking to myself, like, I remember back in the day, I only trusted autographs that I either got in person, myself personally went and got someone to sign something, or pulled out of a product.
Exactly. It's guaranteed.
In my mind, that was
they did
the
it. They did
only
it. There it is.
guarantee to have an autograph that was real. I would never buy autographs on eBay. That even the ones that were someone went and got signed and then got authenticated by PSA or BGS or whatever, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't trust that. I can only really trust things pulled out of packs. I can only really trust things that I get personally signed. This specific instance, the stuff isn't in packs, but it kind of goes back to what we've talked about so many times on the show. It's like, can you trust any autograph at this point? Like, unless you physically get the player to sign it in front of you, not like Dak Penn goes with his Dak Prescott goes with his auto pen and has him sign
Dak Penn Prescott.
But can you trust any autograph you get? I mean, I hope all these if Kenny Pickett autographs I have are real, but what if Kenny Pickett came out and said, "That's not my autograph"? What are you talking about? Like, would that shock me? No.
Wouldn't shock any of us.
No.
Like, the weird thing about doing a podcast every week is how often the same stuff seems to come up over and over and over again in this hobby. Like we have so many of the same discussions because it just constantly happens. Like, and again, nothing's going to be said. I doubt you'll hear a word from Topps, and I'm really disappointed. Like, I really thought that maybe Fanatics taking over might do something for the hobby, but like, it almost feels to me like they're like, oh, well, that's the Wild West there. We can just do whatever. It doesn't matter. People just buy it. Like, they don't seem to care about making anything right or being transparent about a mistake they might make. And like, mistakes will happen. Like, all the cards that are printed, we talk about that all the time. But when it is, fix it. Like, we sell on eBay, right? If you sent somebody the wrong card, you'd feel bad about it and you'd want to make it right, right? Like,
you fix it.
But when you're a big company,
there it is.
Yeah,
there it is. You don't care.
The hobby itself will just let it go. This won't be an issue in 2 weeks. Nobody will even remember.
The other issue is, I'm calling all of us stupid for believing that a corporation would actually give a shit. Like that's on us for thinking, oh, Fanatics is going to come and take over. They're going to clean up this hobby, and we're going to be. I don't know if we were
believing. I think we were hopeful.
Hoping, but that makes us just as dumb. Like, why would we even hope that they would do that?
Dumb or gullible? Like, I mean,
yeah. I don't know which one's worse, but like, I don't know.
I mean, it hasn't been good. And it hasn't been good for a long time, all the stuff that was allowed to happen. So like, being hopeful that like that next person that comes in, the corporation that comes in, might change things. I mean, I don't think it makes us gullible. We were just hopeful. Nothing wrong with being hopeful. We're wrong. Like, clearly wrong.
I mean, but
me especially.
They could get better.
You the most.
Yeah,
they could get
better. The most.
I am the person who least likes to say I'm wrong, but I was absolutely wrong about Fanatics, and we're only partway into it. They still only own the baseball license, so God only knows.
I can't wait.
So it's going to get way better.
Football
house,
saying,
right? Yeah, it's going to get way better. It's going to get 4 times better or 3 times better when they get the basketball and football licenses.
It becomes perfectly clear to me that I believe Fanatics' whole MO in entering this is to have another way for people to gamble. They don't really care about the hobby. The hobby's not going to look anything like it does now and like it has in the past. It's all going to be about gambling. The guy sold his interest in an NBA team to be able to apply for a gambling license. Fanatics wants to become like the biggest online sports betting company, and cards are just going to be a branch of that. And that's really all it's going to be. Like, that's why they're going to do all the breaking themselves, because they want to control the gamble.
And that's why they're going to put a stranglehold on anyone who wants Fanatics products, because they can squeeze them out of it, right? And then they can just take it all over.
Yeah.
You know, squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until the little guys can't do it. Even some of the mid-size, like the Laytons of the world probably will be fine. But like they're going to squeeze enough people out that they will control 99% of the breaking out there. And it tells you something. We were hopeful and we were lauding some of their good ideas. Ironically, the one we were most excited about was that Top Spot. Like that.
Great idea. Listen, great idea.
And it was a great idea. A great concept, but if you're not going to like button it up a little bit and, you know, make it somewhat professional, you know, things like this are going to happen.
Yeah, that make us the idiots of the week, EP?
Us.
Oh, no, I mean,
is it us?
No, that's not us.
Oh, okay.
No. There's definitely way worse idiots in the hobby than us, for sure. One nice thing about this whole thing is like we understand and we love the like 1990s inserts. They've already been released. Fanatics can't mess that stuff up, right, man? So like we'll just keep doing our stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, talking about doing stuff, EP. I heard a rumor that you opened some of the new finest baseball this week.
Some
ultra modern Fanatics products.
Yeah.
Exactly. Part of the problem right there.
Yeah. I don't buy ultra modern Fanatics.
Listen. I've only bought a case of Series 1, a case of Series 2, a half case of Finest, and 3 boxes of Topps Big League this year. I don't understand what you're talking about. Like,
Bowman? What about the Bowman?
Oh, wait, and 3 jumbo boxes of Bowman. Yeah. Half a case of Bowman jumbos as well. Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not part of the problem.
No, not at all.
You are in this group. You are the problem.
I am the problem.
You are the problem. Absolutely. If people like you wouldn't spend all that money, they wouldn't get away with this stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to your finest baseball rip. How'd that go?
Oh, it's so much fun. Finest is awesome. I love Finest always. It's got the all chromium cards and the designs. I think I like the old 90s designs better, but they're still because they're somewhat similar every year. But I still enjoy them. The chromium design, the fancy design, and they got colored refractors that are amazing. I will always and forever love refractors. So 2 autographs per box, at least 2 autographs per box. You can get sometimes 3 if you get like in one of the insert autographs. So it's a great product. I got a lot of numbered color, a lot of autographs, a lot of like numbered autographs, and I was very happy.
I'd get those autographs authenticated. I don't know if you watched the previous segment. I might get those authenticated if I were you.
Yeah, what a dystopian podcast we have for talking about Topps to EP glowingly talking about a Topps product.
Listen, I can't talk about
juxtaposition of it is crazy.
Of all the Topps products, for me to not talk glowingly about, Finest is not. I'm going to talk glowingly about Finest every time. Like I'm an idiot, so that's it.
Well,
I'm a total dum when it comes to Finest. Give me the Finest. Give me all the Finest. I'm okay.
Any big hits?
I was just gonna ask what's the juice? What's the juice?
I got a couple. I got a Tristan Casas rookie card auto numbered to 99. I got a Jacob deGrom red refractor numbered to 5.
I think I've heard of it.
Casas is a rookie first baseman for the Red Sox, so we're a pretty big market. And
the Red Sox are a team.
Player. They are a team. They're one of the more popular teams. Like, pretty good market. I got a red Jacob deGrom to 5. I don't think I've ever pulled a red refractor. They're numbered to 5 out of any product. So that was kind of a fun one to pull. Got an orange. Oranges are my favorites to pull. And that was got a JJ Bleday, who's a rookie card. Got the JJ Bleday orange rookie. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah, no relation.
Okay. So, but yeah, it was.
Is it up on eBay yet? Are you going to grade some of it? What's going on? What's the plan?
I've pulled up aside like 6 to 8 that I'm going to get graded. And I haven't pulled any of the like regular, the regular base rookies or any of the regular refractor rookies, just the colored stuff and the autos. I got a Josh Young auto. He's probably like the front runner for AL Rookie of the Year. So that's another one. It's not all of the rookies have the refractor finish. They're not labeled as refractors, but they all have the refractor finish. So it's like technically a rookie refractor, but it's a rookie auto that the card looks really good. There's no surface scratches. That I feel like maybe I think back about the old stuff with rose-colored glasses as far as like scratches and stuff. There are probably more scratches than we think about back in the day. So there's a handful of cards with like very minor scratches, that sort of stuff. But this the young rookie and the one I pulled aside, no scratches, no print lines.
I disagree with you.
Weird,
there probably wasn't, because there was a peeling on them.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Back in the day, they put a peel on our refractors.
When did they stop that? When did they stop that with finest?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Late 90s, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't much past
99.
99 still had it, but I wasn't much.
Okay.
Wasn't much past 99. I think even like 2000 they started not doing that, which is disappointing.
Well, EP, did you pull any of the gold mini diamond parallels?
I did not get any gold diamond mini parallels. No, none whatsoever.
Oh, well, maybe part of the reason for that
is
that they're all being put into one box. I don't know. A card breaker, Cards Infinity. He's actually a really good breaker. I've actually broken with him. I have terrible luck even with good breakers, but yeah, I broke some
our breaking
wrestling with him. But yeah, he's been doing this a long time, and he's a really good breaker. So anybody who's interested in breaking, check out him. But he was doing a finest baseball break, and guess what? One of the boxes had nothing in it but the gold mini diamond parallels numbered to 50. He
number to 50 or number to 5?
Number to 50, I think.
Is it? Okay.
I think so, yeah, because they're gold. But he, shows him opening all the packs, and he was doing them upside down, and like he pulls them over. you can just see the even though you can't see his face, and like they're all these gold parallels, every single card in the box. And as if that wasn't weird enough, he had posted on Twitter, had the link to the video, and Topps quote tweeted his tweet and said, "Looks like you unearthed a golden treasure chest." So Topps took a little bit of a beating in the comment section. Interesting though, is this a real thing?
No.
Are they just making it up to cover the fact that the collation was bad and this happened? Go ahead, Joe. I know you want to talk about this.
I mean, it's not. It was smart though. It was smart to come out and make it sound like it was a real thing. But come on, anyone with half a brain knows this is not a real thing. This was just something. EP's like, oh shit, I think it was real, and now I have only half a brain.
There was a second one that was pulled. I think that I saw. That
doesn't make it better. That just means they screwed up 2 boxes. I call bullshit on this, because if it was a real thing, it would have been advertised. Why would they not say? Why? What's the benefit of them not saying that this is a possibility? They would make so.
That is a strong argument.
So you don't think that their retweet now is gonna? Just gonna see that lightning. There's a thunderstorm going on right now outside. That's pretty. It's got some good lightning and some thunder going on. So if you hear anything, see anything, that's
if we lose you, we'll know why.
Yeah, right.
You'll be losing me in like 10 minutes because I'm 10 minutes away.
The Joe Day Show.
Yeah. So, so if you think about it in terms of this is a surprise thing, all of a sudden one of these pops up, and like if you Topps tweets that out, they're going to sell more product of a product that doesn't sell great to begin with.
Wouldn't they have sold more from the start though? If they had marketed that this was a possibility?
I mean, sure. I mean,
it's like if the Magic card that got pulled, if no one knew there was
different.
the one,
that's different.
No,
that's
but
way different.
But it's promoting stuff.
Their Magic cards aren't numbered. That's way different. Come on, it's way different.
No. But if they don't advertise something big in a product, like that just does not compute. I cannot put my head in that space where I'm like, it's smarter to not tell anyone what this really cool thing is. Right? Like, why wouldn't they? You use this same argument. I'm going to call bullshit on you because you made fun of me and Mike.
You pointed at Mike or you pointed at me?
You.
Okay.
You said me and Mike were wearing tinfoil hats for saying that Backyard Breaks was getting all these case hits. And you said, why would they want to give a breaker these case hits? They wouldn't sell product after these product hits are pulled. Why would they want them pulled? It's the same thing. You can't take both sides of that argument.
It's different when it's like 50 cards, a 50 card set or numbered to 50 set, as opposed to like a 1-of-1 of Jackie Robinson or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Or
Like
a logo man or something like that.
This to me, I think would help sell product, right? Wouldn't it have been like a chase?
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like I can't wrap my head around them keeping something a secret when they tell you everything about everything to get you to buy product.
Well,
I just can't.
So I gotta stick to the Fanatics.
Yeah, you're now turning into the Fanatics fanboy.
Yes. He is now the resident Fanatics fanboy down there. I love watching you two argue. This is great.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to argue with EP because he's blatantly wrong. So it's just like I can just slide in and say, I mean, obviously you're wrong. So But
well,
I mean, common sense dictates.
If a second one hadn't been pulled, I'd feel like I believe now it is on purpose.
No.
Just have these boxes out there on purpose that they're
second one pulled makes me think it was more of a screw up. Because again, if these were things that were available, if this was a possibility of getting, they would have marketed that. We talk about Fanatics, big boy company. What's one thing they're great at? Marketing. This feels like a marketing thing that they would have used. Like, you can get a hot box. There's these special hot boxes out there that you can get. Just saying.
I'm gonna check out the
sell
sheet here quick. Hang on a second.
I do agree with you, definitely, Joe.
Of course you do. Joe. No, I'm just kidding.
If you're doing this, you should be marketing it. Like, I'm not totally sure that it was unintentional, because if there are two of them out there, maybe that's how they're releasing that parallel. But again, at the same time, really dumb if it is intentional and you're not marketing it. So
right, it's either they lied or they were stupid.
So I'm looking at the sell sheet, right? The sell sheet has mention of the diamonds, the diamond finest numbered to 5. Check your pack for these extremely rare diamonds in the rough, featuring a checklist of baseball studs and big time rookies with a superfractor parallel 1-of-1. There is no mention.
Oh, so they are only numbered to 5?
Well, these are diamond finest, not gold diamond. I don't know if it's a different thing or not.
Okay.
So anyway, but these are diamond finest numbered to 5. But they're check your packs for these extremely rare diamonds in the rough. So there's no mention of the diamond. There's no mention of the gold diamond minis. There's no mention of that anywhere on the sell sheet that Topps Finest gave to blowout cards to post on their website.
I saw on, I think it was Beckett, they had it listed, but Beckett didn't have any kind of pack odds. So that, when I saw it, because that's why I asked you if there were any pack odds about it, and I guess there aren't any on blowout, right? So
no.
So if they because I did, that was the only set on the one I saw, I believe it was on Beckett, that showed the name of the parallel, but it was the only one out of all the parallels they didn't give a pack odd for. So if that's the case, and they were never shown to be like pack odds, I believe that these are all being put into their, what did they call them? Golden treasure chests. And, people shouldn't really be mad because it's not something that they said you could pull out of a pack.
Right.
So I really feel like putting a pack odd like that, I feel like that's the key of the whole thing. If they had pack odds for it, that means you should be able to pull them out of packs, and this shouldn't be all in one. But if they don't have a pack odds for it, that they're probably just in boxes.
So I take back that they're incompetent, but I leave that they are bad at marketing, which is
absolutely.
I won't argue that.
So they screwed up either way, right?
That would
like that just feels like a missed opportunity.
If that was the plan all along, and
EP even said this product is not a massive seller, right? Didn't you, EP?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this would help it be a bigger seller, you would think. If you have this opportunity to get all of these numbered out of 50 parallels in one box, I'd be shocked if people wouldn't be more interested. And maybe EP would have spent more of that moldy money on a 4th box. Who knows?
What, dude? Is $220 a box? That's
and they have done hot boxes before, right? Like Allen and Ginter. I know the local card shop said that one of the guys what was it? They got all the chrome or some kind of parallels out of a box of Allen Ginter they opened last year in the shop. So I guess they've been known to do that. But again, yeah, like I do think it was probably done intentionally, and I do think they're idiots for not putting that out there. Like I remember I can't remember. I wish I could remember the set, but I know back in the 90s, that first set that had hot boxes. Does anybody remember what they were?
I felt like it was a Pacific product for some reason, but
I don't know. But I do remember them.
Right.
And like they were cool. Everybody wanted to get those. So Joe, you're absolutely correct. Like if you're gonna do this, like
do it.
Let people know. Yeah. Like you might have some people out there that might have a gambling mentality that might want to
literally everyone that collects cards.
Well, I mean, they might literally only be buying finance to get one of these boxes. So they might buy like 20, 30 cases, something crazy with ridiculous amounts of money. Like, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Crazy times. But speaking about ridiculous amounts of money, did you guys see that PSA is going to be grading cards on site at the National this year?
I did see that.
Are
we going to go to the National now?
Well, I was thinking about it. Only $150 a card to have your cards graded by the end of the show.
Sorry.
Up to $2,500 declared value. $250 up to $5K value if you want it by the end of the day, or $500 for up to $15K of value by the end of the day. So, you know, I have a lot of cards here I didn't get sent in for the $15 special. I think maybe we should go out there. I'll just spend $150 a card for them.
10x.
Yeah. 10x I mean, we all know PSA is more valuable. So I feel like at the end of the day, it'll probably work out, right?
I looked at their prices, like just normal if you mail your cards in. Like the 10-day turnaround is $75. If you need your cards graded that quickly, like unless you pulled something at the National that out of like a box of flawless, but I don't know what the cutoff is. Like you have to have it by Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. Like
and you don't get it till the end of the show anyway.
And you don't get it at the show. So it's like, does that really help you in trying to move that card then?
Yeah, you have to pay at least $250 to get it done by the end of the day if you pulled something that you want to try to move at the actual show.
Right. Like do you think PSA's like, on the down low, hey, you'll get all 10s if you do it at the show. Nah. You know, like that's the only reason I could imagine spending that kind of money to have a card graded during a pretty bad time in the hobby, you know, to try and sell cards, especially high end.
But they add the most value.
Yeah.
Can't you see how that works? PSA adds more value than any other grader. We know that. That's a fact. So why not spend $150, $250, $500?
Mike got dropped by Fanatics, and now he's hoping PSA picks him up as a spokesperson.
I got to get money coming in from somewhere. Oh,
I feel like this is like probably catered to the people who are buying a raw card, like a raw Mahomes rookie card or something like that at the show, and they want to get that graded. And so, like people that buy a high end card at the show and get it graded, like that's what they're kind of. But I mean, they also don't want a bunch of people like us bringing our $50 Kobe Bryant rookie cards, $30 Kobe Bryant rookie cards in that we should submit for $15. They don't want to deal with all those at the show.
Yeah, that's probably the actual reason, but it's still pretty funny. I mean, it's still pretty funny that they're like, hey, this great opportunity to have graded at the National costs you $150 a card. I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah, they don't want us giving them those kind of cards right now because the special they decided to run this year. Remember last year they ran a National special. This year they're only doing 80 sports cards, like a very limited amount is their July deal. So yeah, I think maybe they were hitting the point because of the last special that they aren't keeping everything up to date. They're getting a little bit behind. So I know they were taking a little longer than usual to get cards checked in. I think it was taking a couple weeks.
And this is the only special I remember where they didn't extend it a month.
Yeah.
Ironically, the one where I think both of you were going to send cards
in. Because I didn't get my well.
Right. So I mean, for that, you're right, Mike. They might be not to the point where they're so backed up that they can't accept cards, but to extend specials like they had been in the past, because
which I'm not criticizing. Like, I applaud that. Like, don't get behind again, right? That we're
Where's
all
that
in
PSA
agreement.
hat Mike's got to throw on?
Well, come on. We would much rather them do what they need to do to make sure they don't get behind than to just say, oh yeah, I would rather wait and send them my cards when they can take them than send them now and have them be there for 400 and how many days, Joe?
Check the library. There's a video.
Yeah. Do you reference it in previous videos at any point? Is there a video where you?
Yeah. Literally everyone until I actually got him back and did the reveal. Jesus. Yeah, it was like 450 days. It's crazy.
Well, PSA is not the only company that is going to be providing a service on site at the National. If you have redemption cards, Panini is going to have customer service representatives there that you can schedule a time. I don't know if any slots are actually available. I feel like I saw some people that said they may have all been filled up already. I don't know for sure though. But yeah, you can schedule a time to meet with a Panini representative and apparently kind of negotiate an end to a redemption that you haven't had filled. Like, first of all, is there an amount of money that you could be paid by Panini to take that job at the National?
No.
Oh my Lord.
Like, you hire all new people, right? Because anybody who knows the hobby at all and has been part of that at all, they know it's going to be an absolute poop show, right? It's going to be terrible. Right?
I'll say ADP. Like, shit show.
Shit show. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be Thunderdome. It's going to get crazy because if you got one of the early spots and you get your choice, like however they work that out, someone who's at the end is sitting there going, "I'm going to end up with a damn Tom Savage auto." That's what's going to happen. Like, Tom Savage auto's out the wazoo. And it's gonna.
They just have a whole stack of Tom Savage autos sitting on the table, and you walk in,
and you get a Savage.
The negotiation is not what card can we give you for this. How many Tom Savage autographs does it take for your Aaron Judge that you never got?
Right. And it's gonna be like trading in fantasy football, right? Like that's what's the calculator? I need to see the trading calculator that these people are going to be using to decide what is legitimately like worth the value of your redemption.
At least though, they're not deciding it for you. At least you're gonna have the people that are gonna meet with them have a chance to say, no, I'm not taking that. So this is definitely a lot better than just them sending you whatever they want to, which they have also done. I feel bad for the people that they've done that for. So I do applaud them for doing this. Again, I feel really bad for the people that have to be there and do it. But, they're clearly making an effort. They want to finally, after all this time, somebody there were like, you know what? We need to get this redemption thing taken care of. So whether good, bad, or indifferent, at least they're finally trying, it looks like, to clear stuff out. Maybe they're afraid that they're going to lose the lawsuit. So that
now Mike's jumping on the Panini bandwagon. Jeez, him and Ziggy are gonna. He's like dude. Just all of a sudden, like he's gonna start talking about Upper Deck. I mean, jeez.
I just said that they're probably doing it because they feel like they might lose the lawsuit, so they don't want to have to be forced to give you the autograph you're supposed to get. So they're trying to
suck up to that anymore.
I know he's gonna bring up Leaf, and then he's gonna bring up Wild Card, and he's gonna bring up every property in the hobby.
Yep. He needs to get those dollar bills, y'all.
Everybody else is doing it. Why can't we?
Yeah. As long as you don't say anything nice about Whatnot, we're in good shape, I think. So, but like at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, they're giving them an opportunity to at least pick. But like I said at the beginning, like you better have gotten an early time slot, because the last person to try and trade, joking aside, may have a Tom Savage. It may not be as good as a Tom Savage auto. Like it's going to get worse and worse and worse as the weekend progresses, right? It has to. I think there's a finite amount of resources they have available.
So when you were texting us this morning, Mike, with like what we were talking about on the show, I had a total save it for the pod, save it for the show moment. I was like, oh my God, just wait. So what if you're the person that walks up there with a stack of Panini points? You say, listen, what can we do? And you slide it across the table at the person and say, what can we do to upgrade my redemption? Let's here, look at this. Look at all these Panini points. So what do you think happens there?
Wow, are you advocating people trying to bribe the Panini employees?
Hey, listen, they're Panini points. They're Panini. No, I'm saying that they're Panini points that should be able to upgrade my.
So now you're trying to add Panini points to redemptions, and then slip the guy a 50, right? Because
maybe. Hey, listen, maybe if they want to.
Walk in and be like, I have a redemption for Benjamin Franklin here. I don't know if this is helpful. Can we possibly slide my redemption to the top of the list with Uncle Ben here? Uncle Benjamin Franklin?
Well, I know nobody will be allowed to do it, but man, if content could be created on this, you could take a video in and like record the whole negotiation. I would watch that.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Hours.
They should just have like Panini could make me pay for a live stream of these poor people they've hired to sit there and talk to collectors that are mad about the redemption. I would watch that 24/7.
Because if collectors are anything in the hobby, it's even keeled.
Oh yeah,
they never get upset. They're very reasonable people. Yeah,
especially at a place like the National. You know,
somebody
going there. I'm sure that the people that are reserving these times are only the best of the best. They're not upset about anything. They just really want to get this taken care of, so they don't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah. They'll be happy to take whatever they can negotiate.
I would pay extra. I would pay extra to watch if they did. Like The Office or Parks and Rec style interviews post.
Oh yeah,
with all the post negotiation with people talking. Yeah, there you go. With like people talking about what happened during the negotiation, what they thought about the whole thing. Like that'd be, oh my God, it'd be so good.
I would pay extra to see the Panini representative and the collector on a pedestal with these jousting things.
Oh, like American Gladiator.
Whoever knocks the other off gets their way. Yes. I have been watching the American Gladiator series on
Isn't it good?
Really good.
It's good. I really enjoyed it. They're going to have like Laser and Nitro up there, bring them out of retirement.
I feel like that is really the best way to handle any situation in the world. Just get a little pedestal up there. Whoever knocks the other one off, they get their way. Like,
gotta go for the headshots.
Think of how much better the world would be if we could just do that.
Can you call a champion? Can you call your champion? Can you say, listen, I call so and so to come up and fight for me?
Oh, no, have to be you have to do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying the rep, the collector has to fight for themselves.
Panini definitely is the rep American Gladiators.
Yeah, can the rep call?
Yeah. There's no doubt.
Well, Fanatics definitely would. They would. Yeah. And they'd have them like super glued to the top of the pedestal up there. And
I see all the way off.
I see some venom against the Fanatics. It's crazy.
The check must not have cleared for this last time. If I was going to the National, that's one area I would not want to be around because would you be shocked if it got dangerous?
Not at all. Not in the slightest.
Like I was watching that terrible, and we might talk about this on some other content we do, but I was watching that terrible Behind the Card documentary, and they did talk about the Target fiasco where people were like beating each other up and guns were coming out because people really, really want. Card collectors are crazy. I would not feel safe around that neighborhood or around that area of the center. I'm just saying.
I have a challenge to the YouTube sports card content community out there. Anybody who's going to the National, take your content creation crew. Don't walk around with your booms and everything making a show. Go to the line where people are waiting
and interview
the representative, and when they come out and talk to them, let us know how it goes. Like, that's a story I want to find out. Like, get the same people, like talk to them before they go in, and then interview them again when they come out, and see how they made out
and get them
compared
at
to what they
different
wanted to do.
parts of the show. Like
yeah, that would
the
be
first
fantastic.
day. I want to hear how happy the first person to that line is, and I want to hear how mad the last person that line ends up being. Like, let's do
Joe,
something
we
like
might
that.
have to send you out there just to do that.
Man on the street kind of interview type of stuff. Yeah.
And when you post the video, let everybody know that you got the idea from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. That's all. You don't have to send us money.
Yep.
You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say 5 terms that we hate in the hobby. Not bitter, but yeah. So remember, you got the idea from us.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want your money. Just give us a little bit of credit.
A little credit and
little guy out here.
Some good content. Give us some good content. But
we're one of the good guys out here, right? We are.
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe one day we'll have like people on podcasts defending us like they do Jeff Wilson and all the other big content creators and blaming the people who watch it for being influenced. Did you see any of that story this week? Yeah. No. A little bit ridiculous. Won't get too much into that, but yeah, apparently, people try to become influencers, but if they influence people, it's the people's fault for being influenced, not the people who wanted to influence people. Just
sounds like hashtag victim blaming, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. But
this took a turn.
Yeah. Dark. Yeah. Well, that would be an hour-long conversation, so we'll save that for later. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about this week before we wrap up?
Actually, one quick thing, and I'm going to crap on Upper Deck really, really quick.
Ooh,
well, no, I take that back. Not Upper Deck, David Adams and the distributors. So you might have known that Marvel Masterpieces from 2022 supposedly is coming out soon. Pre-orders just started. David Adams had them up for $500 a box on pre-order. Sold out instantly. And then they went and they started canceling people's orders, saying that they don't have enough product. But it turns out the reason they're doing that is because it sold out so quickly. They're going to up the price and release it. Spidey Hits did a great video either this morning or yesterday morning about it. So I give Justin full credit for that. But yeah, that's just another thing in the high that just makes you feel like gross. Like you're like, oh, you're already charging $500 a box for, I think it's like 12 packs of cards, maybe 10 packs of cards or whatever. You're already charging $500 a box, seeing that it's going well. And it's something people have been waiting on for 2 years, this product. Mm-hmm. And then you decide, you know what? It's going so well. We're going to pull it back, cancel some orders, and then charge people more. That's just gross. It just makes you really hate the hobby. I was going to. I couldn't get in.
Yours? Okay.
I couldn't get in. It was just so backed up, and then they stopped taking pre-orders. I mean, what are you going to do? So I'm not going to. They're probably going to put it up for $750 a box or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's just I'll wait until it drops, like it will. It always does. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. Just another sleazy thing.
A lot of games. Like if Fanatics does cut out the bigger distributors, I'm not crying for them because they have milked this hobby over the last few years like terribly. I see it with going back to WWE Prism. Like they set the price at like $900 and $1,000 a box before it ever came out. Like that's a product that should sell for like $250, I think, suggested retail. There was never an opportunity to order it less than $900 a box. So come on. Was it because of demand, or did you price fix and decide that you were going to raise the price to that? I also saw it too. They had, I think it was Immaculate when it came out. Like one of the wrestling card influencers was talking about, ooh, how hot it is that because all the distributors, it costs so much more now. No, all the distributors at one time, for no reason, decided, oh, we're going to raise the case price $200. You could still go on eBay. The prices were the same price they were before. It wasn't hot. It wasn't because it was doing well. It was because they were like, oh, okay, right now, why don't we do this? And all of them did it like within a day. Like, oh, they're raising Blowout's raising theirs to 500. Let's go to 500. Like there's a lot of shadiness going on with the distributors that it's just gross.
And if you have patience, it's so tough for people in the hobby. It really is. I get it. I get that way sometimes too. But if you have patience, it will come down. Like the Spider-Man metal was so hot, and they did the same thing with this. It started out at a certain price. Then the pre-orders, it jumped. The David Adams of the world jumped it up to like $800 a box. You can get it, I think, for $400 a box now, ironically on David Adams. So like, try and have some patience with it. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to pay whatever they re-release it at, like $700. It's just, nothing is worth that. If it should sell for like $300 and its pre-order price is $700, it's not worth it. Just wait. You'll be fine.
There's not a lot that comes out that goes up in price anymore. There was a point in the hobby where everything went up, and some things here and there might, but yeah, for the most part, you're probably going to win if you wait. So good advice there. All right, guys, great chat this week. We'll wrap it up here, and we will see you next week. Take care, guys.
That thunder might be real this time, not lightning and thunder.
Adios.
See ya, boys.